that night, and soon the children dozed off. Are you taking?
Yeah, just a memory.
Then Mrs. Fox dozed off, but Mr. Fox couldn't sleep because of the pain in the stump of his tail. Well, he thought, I suppose I'm lucky to be alive at all. And now they've found out we'll have to move out as soon as possible. We can never get any peace if we... What was that? He turned his head sharply and listened. The noise heard now was the most frightening noise a fox can ever hear. The scrape, scraping of the shovels digging into the soil. Wake up! She shouted. They are digging us out! Mrs. Fox was wide awake. In 1 second, she sat up, quivering all over. Are you sure that's it? She whispered. It's positive. Listen. They'll kill my children, cried Mrs. Fox. Never, said Mr. Fox. But, darling, they will, said Mrs. Fox. You know they will. Scrunch, scrunch, scrunch went the shovels above their heads. Small stones and bits of earth began falling down from the roof of the tunnel. How would they kill us, Mummy? Asked one of the small foxes. His round black eyes were huge with fright. Will there be dogs? He said. Miss Fox began to cry. She gathered her 4 children close to her and held them tight. Suddenly, there was an especially loud crunch above their heads, and the sharp end of a shovel came right through the ceiling. From the ceiling. Wow, no! It crashed through the ceiling! The sight of this awful thing seemed to have an electric effect upon Mr. Fox. He jumped up and shouted, I've got it! Come on! There's not a moment to lose! Why didn't I think it before? Think of what, Dad? A fox can dig quicker than a man, shouted Mr. Fox, beginning to dig. Nobody in the world can dig as quick as a fox. The soil began to fly out furiously behind Mr. Fox as he started to dig for dear life with his front feet. Mrs. Fox ran forward to help him. So did the 4 children. Cooked orders! Ordered Mr. Fox. We've got to go deep as possibly we can. The tunnel began to grow longer and longer. It sloped steeply downward. Deeper and deeper below the surface of the ground it went. The mother and the father and all of the 4 children were digging together. Their front legs were moving so fast you couldn't even see them. Gradually, the scrunching and scraping of the shovels became farther and further. After about an hour, Mr. Fox stopped digging. Hold it, he said. They all stopped. They turned and looked back upon the tunnel, and they had just dug. All was quiet. Phew, said Mr. Fox. I think we done it. They will never get a piece of this. Well done, everyone. So they all sat down, panting for breath. And Mrs. Fox said to her children, I should like you to know that if it wasn't for your father, we should be all dead by now. Your father is a fantastic fox. Mr. Fox looked at his wife and she smiled. He loved her more than ever when she said things like that. Chapter 5. The Terrible Tractors. As the sun rose the next morning, Boggies, right? Boggies and Buns and Bean were still digging. They have dug a hole so deep you could have put a house into it. But they had not yet come to the end of Fox's tunnel. They were all very tired and cross. Dang and blast, said Boggies. Who'd write an idea? What this? Bean's idea, said Buns. Boggies and Buns both stared at Bean. beer, look another swing of cider. Then put the flash back into his pocket without offering the others. Listen, he said angrily. I want that fox. I want to get that fox. I'm not giving it till I struck him up over my front porch dead as a dumpling.
Yeah.
We can't let him digging, that's for sure, said Fox. I had enough digging. Buzz, the little pot-bellied dwarf, looked up at Bean and said, Have you got any more of those stupid ideas then? What? Said Bean. I can't hear you. Bean never took a bath.
Never took a bath.
He never even washed.
Oh my
As a
God.
result, his ear holes were clogged with all kinds of muck and wax and bits
Wow,
of chewing gum
filthy.
and dead flies and stuff like that.
Wow.
That made him deaf. Speak louder, he said to Bones. Bones turned back. Got any more stupid ideas? Bean rubbed his back of his neck with a dirty finger. He had a boil coming there, and it itched. What we need on this job, he said, is machine.
Oh, that's right. Then the tractor came.
Mechanical shovels. We'll have them on the 5 minutes and mechanical shovels. It was a pretty good idea. The other two had to admit it.
Uh-huh.
All right then. Beans.
Okay, now are you going to read all? You're going to skip them?
Okay, I quit. Bye.
Aw.
And then, if we fail to get there, you would die with disappointment. I don't want to raise your hopes too much, my darlings. For a long, long time, they kept on digging. For how long, they did not know, because there were no days and no nights down in the murky tunnel. But at last, the Mr. Fox gave it the order to stop. I think, he said, I'd better take a peep upstairs now. We'll see where we are. I know where I want to be, but I can't possibly sure we're anywhere near it. Slowly, wearily, the foxes began to slope the tunnel up towards the surface. Up they went, until suddenly they came to something hard above their heads, and they couldn't go up any farther. Mr. Fox reached
You're
up
hiding the picture. I need to know.
the examine this hard thing. It's wood, he whispered. Wooden planks. What does it mean, Dad? It means, unless I'm very such mistaken, that we're right underneath somebody's house,
Ah, that's right.
whispered Mr. Fox.
Got into someone's
Be very
house.
quiet now while I take a peek.
Okay.
Carefully,
Uh-huh.
Mr. Fox began pushing up one of the floorboards. The boards creaked most terribly, and they all ducked down, waiting for something awful to happen. Nothing did. So Mr. Fox pushed up a second board,
Was there anyone at that house?
and then, very, very curiously, he poked his head up through the gap, let out a shriek of excitement. I've done it! He yelled. I've done it the first time! I've done it! I've done it! He pulled himself up, flew to the gap floor, staring at prancing, dancing with joy. Come on up! He sang out. Come on up and say where you are, my darlings. What a sight of a hungry fox! Hallelujah! Hooray! Hooray! The first small foxes scrambled up in the tunnel, and what a fantastic sight it was now to meet their eyes! It was a huge shed. The whole place was teeming chickens. There were white chickens, brown chickens, and black chickens by the thousand.
Wow.
Bob's Chicken House was number 1, cried Mr. Fox. It's exactly what I was admitting at. I hit the slap in the middle. First time. Isn't that fantastic? And if I may say so, rather clever.
Yeah.
The small foxes went wild with excitement.
Uh-huh.
They started running around in all the directions, chasing the stupid chickens.
Stupid. Oh.
Chasing.
Oh, chasing.
Yeah, the
Okay.
small foxes went wild with excitement.
I see,
They
but-
started running
Well,
around in all the
sometimes
directions.
Chicken get crossed when they are called
Chasing the
stupid.
Chasing
S-word.
the stupid chickens.
Don't say S word.
But it said stupid.
I know. Yeah. Okay.
Wait! Ordered Mr. Fox. Don't let your head stand back. Calm down. Let's do it properly. First of all, everyone have a drink of water.
Yeah. What is it?
They
drink
all
of
ran
water?
over to the chickens drinking through and
Oh,
lapped up
that's
with some
right.
lovely cool water.
That's right.
Then Mr. Fox chose 3 of the plumpest hens with a
Uh-huh.
clever flick of his jaws and
Okay.
killed him. Then
Excuse me. This is called a too rough, right?
Yeah,
Drinking too rough. Okay.
yeah.
Nah, just want to
Flick
make
of
sure.
his jaws and killed them instantly.
Wow.
Back to the tunnel, he ordered. Come on, no fooling around.
Uh-huh.
The quicker you move, the quicker you shall have something to eat. One after another, they climbed down through the hole of the floor, and soon they were all standing once again in the dark tunnel. Mr. Fox reached up and pulled the floorboards back into place. He did this with great care. He did it so that no one could tell they ever moved. My son, he said, giving the 3 plump hens to the biggest of his 4 small children. Run back with these to your mother. Tell her to prepare a feast. Tell her the rest of us will be along in a jiffy, and soon we'll have made a few other little arrangements.
Mm.
The small
Okay.
fox.
Oh, all right.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. All right, you keep continuing. No, I just put this up on, my memory because it's too long. I can't put it on Instagram. It's too long. But you should stop reading already. You're very tired.
Okay.
Yeah.
あと、still waiting のところだ